My name's Marianne Murphy, and I raised my son and daughter here in Spokane. We used to point out the Planned Parenthood office is kind of a sacred shrine, and I'm proud to say that both of them got birth control before they had sex for the first time, and I considered that the definition of good parenting.
Hello, Representative RepMorris Rodgers. My name is Amanda Mansfield. I'm a resident of Spokane and president of the Spokane area chapter of the National Organization for Women. I am recording this video to ask you please to support women, to allow women to have basic human rights, and not to support any legislation that defunds Planned Parenthood. Many women, particularly lower income women, depend heavily on Planned Parenthood for very basic reproductive care, which you know. So again, I'm asking you to do the right thing, to stand with women, to stand with people who have no other resources, no other choice but to use Planned Parenthood, for whom it's a lifesaver, literally. Again, please do the right thing. And if you do, I will be sure to support you and tell all of my friends and colleagues to support you as well. Thank you.
Hi, Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers. I'm Brian Beggs from City Council, and I haven't been able to speak with you in person, but I urge you to vote against any defunding of Planned Parenthood. It serves so many of our residents in Spokane, over 100,000 in the state of Washington. Women need that care, families need that care. Please do your best to represent all of us and vote no.
Hello, Representative McMorris Rodgers. I just want to let you know that I am very much opposed to defunding Planned Parenthood. It has been there for me when I was in college and I needed birth control, and I was very naive in knowing how to make an appointment and how to pay for that. The Planned Parenthood people were amazing and kind, and they welcomed me in and gave me what I needed. 97% of what Planned Parenthood does is not related to abortions. And while I feel that that is an important thing for women to be able to have access to, be aware that by defunding Planned Parenthood, you are essentially cutting out a healthcare option for many low-income women who cannot afford to pay for a regular doctor. So please consider those women when you are making your decisions about healthcare. Thank you.
Hi, Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rodgers. My name is Cindy Fine. I am asking you not to vote to defund Planned Parenthood. I'm a Planned Parenthood employee, and I know from my work at Planned Parenthood that our services are vitally important to many, many women. I can also speak as a patient of Planned Parenthood. At one time, I used Planned Parenthood services. I have 2 adult daughters. They've used Planned Parenthood services. And I am the proud grandmother of a beautiful new baby girl. And I think at some point in her life, she may also be a Planned Parenthood patient. Our work is very, very important. Nobody does more to prevent abortion than Planned Parenthood, because nobody does more to help people plan their pregnancies. Please support Planned Parenthood.
Hi, Representative McMorris. My name's Alan Chatham, and I live here in Spokane. You may not know this, but we are currently undergoing an epidemic of sexually transmitted diseases here in Spokane. And it's been shown that whenever places defund Planned Parenthood, the rates of STDs only increase. So if you care about public health, if you care about the health of the communities that you serve, please support Planned Parenthood and vote against defunding.
Hi, Kathy. I'm Jennifer Mayfield. I'm a family physician, and I'm sorry I didn't get the opportunity to meet with you. I want you to know how important the ACA has been for me and for my patients. I also want you to know how important Planned Parenthood is for my patients who are a little too embarrassed to go to their family doctor, but like the camaraderie and the support they get as young women. It's really important, and we need those resources. Please support the kinds of things that support Planned Parenthood. Prevent pregnancy, not deal with all the complications. Thank you.
Hello, Representative Ms. McMorris Rodgers. My name is Theresa Tanner, and I was born and raised in Spokane, Washington, and live here still today. And I wanted to make sure you know that Planned Parenthood is vital to our community and ask that you vote no on any attempt to defund them. Defunding Planned Parenthood would be devastating to Washington State and people like me who rely on Planned Parenthood health care. So, Representative Ms. McMorris Rodgers, will you save my health care and refuse to defund Planned Parenthood?
Congresswoman McMorris Rodgers. My name is Joy Pelletier, and I live in Spokane, and I wanted to talk to you today about your vote to defund Planned Parenthood. Just so you're aware, defunding Planned Parenthood will block access to 30,000 people locally from our local Planned Parenthood, and there's been talk that these people could just go somewhere else for care, and I want to just let you know that that's not accurate. As you know, as you've stated in speeches I've heard before, there's a provider shortage in Eastern Washington, which means there are not currently enough healthcare providers to provide care for people who need it now, and that is including Planned Parenthood in the mix. So defunding Planned Parenthood will block access for thousands of people in Spokane. So I want you to think about that before you vote on repealing the ACA and defunding Planned Parenthood. Thank you.
Hi Kathy, I'm Nicole. I live in the district in Spokane here. I'm just really kind of upset about what's going on in your support for defunding Planned Parenthood. I was a young mother at 18 and I used Planned Parenthood services. That's how I found out I was pregnant, and I learned about my choice, and I chose to actually keep my child at that time. But my daughter is now 22 years old. She used Planned Parenthood services. Didn't have insurance at the time. She was on Medicaid. She went. She also found herself pregnant and ended up having an abortion. That was her right, and I supported her in that right. There's a lot of women that will be affected, and it's not just about abortion. Get screenings there. We had PAPs there when we didn't have insurance. We're now very well insured through my employer. I've been in healthcare for 20 years. I see what happens. And you're defunding a Planned Parenthood will hurt poor people, because people that can afford to go to the doctor or have good insurance will go somewhere else, and they'll be the ones that can access those services for people without won't. Please do not do this. Thank you.
Hello, Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers. My name is Ellen Pickin, and I'm here to urge you to vote no on defunding any aspect of Planned Parenthood. I lived in Ferry County, Washington, in Republic for about 10 years. And as you know, the health services are very limited up there, especially for somebody living right on the edge of poverty. And I am really diligent about keeping up with my health so that I don't become a burden on society. So I choose to get my annual exam every year. And that time I lived in Ferry County, there were not really options for me, because that was before the Affordable Health Care Act. So I chose to go to Planned Parenthood for my services in Spokane. I did have to drive a long ways, but it was really worth it because it was affordable, they were caring, and they did come up with an abnormal pap smear. So who did I go to get my biopsy? It was Planned Parenthood, and they were kind and generous, and a lot of my friends that lived in the rural area also went there because of them. And it turned out that nothing had to be done about it, thank goodness, but you know, who knows what would have happened if something did. So thank you, Planned Parenthood, for being there for me as a rural citizen, and Kathy McMorris Rodgers, please continue to fund Planned Parenthood. Thank you.
Hi, Kathy McMorris Rodgers. You need to know that this is Penny Yolanda. I live in Spokane, Washington, and I am really imploring that you do not vote defund Planned Parenthood. I worked for Planned Parenthood for 20 years. I know how things work there. I know the good that they do for many men and women in this community. There are a lot of people who really depend on Planned Parenthood's care, and defunding them would be a disaster for our community. Please, 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 please consider keeping on funding Planned Parenthood. We need this organization here in this country and definitely in Spokane. Thank you.
Action.
Hi! Back in 1970, when I was in my senior year of college, my roommate got pregnant and she needed an abortion, and it was just a month before legalized abortions went into effect, but she couldn't wait that long, so she went to Mexico. And she came home and she bled for a whole year and almost died because she was afraid to go to the doctor. She's alive now and has been a successful person all her life, raised a son, and now has a grandchild. But back in 1970, if you were single, you lost your job, and she needed her job because she was poor. And so we can't go back to that, ladies and gentlemen. We have got to keep Planned Parenthood in operation. We cannot go back.
Hello, Representative McMorris Rodgers. My name is Randy Rommel. I live here in Spokane, and I'm here to stress to you the importance of Planned Parenthood and what it means to the people that they serve here in this community. I think it would be very devastating if you were to support the defunding of Planned Parenthood. They have so many services that mean so much to so many people here, and I think if you were to defund Planned Parenthood would be a extremely irresponsible thing to do. I want to ask you to support Planned Parenthood and make sure that they continue to get the funding that they need to make sure that the people of this town are taken care of. Thank you very much.
Hello, Representative McMorris Rodgers. My name is Mariah McKay, and I'm a lifelong Spokaneite, and I'm here today to ask you to vote no on any efforts to reduce the reimbursement for Planned Parenthood services. Planned Parenthood is essential to the health of our community and to our ability to plan when we're ready to have our families, to make them the most healthy that they can be. So many of my friends have turned to Planned Parenthood from time to time throughout our lives, and we don't want to have those options taken away for ourselves or for our current or future children. So I'm asking, will you commit to not defunding reimbursement for Planned Parenthood services for people in Eastern Washington?